My children probably bathe maybe once a week.
Can you talk to him
Maybe.
about
And
this?
when they don't use,
Michael's a fourth Japanese. He thinks they have
time-
to bathe every day. Can you?
One time we had somebody on and they were talking about this, and when the clip went viral and they said we were abusing people, I was like,
oh Lord.
they said something about privilege too. I was like, what? I didn't know
No,
how that
I
works.
said
were they
that I
doing?
did delayed bathing with both my kids.
After they were
Yes,
born.
that's because why would you need to, why are they dirty?
Talk to us about how you only bathe your kids once a week. I want to know more about that.
Well, first off, I just let my kids do what they want to do. I have 4 children. I'm not going to fight with my kids over little stupid things like bathing.
Agreed.
Like,
What's the
I
age gap
just-
again?
almost 10, 7, 5, and 2.
Woo, you're in it.
Yeah.
So you don't make them bathe every day. You'll just do when they want to once a week.
If it's once a week, like now they swim. We have a pool and they swim in the summer. So I guess we call that bathing. So it's probably even less than that, but no, we tell it like our kids have autonomy over their bodies and their rooms, assuming, and they can make all the choices around that, assuming they're safe.
Why do so many white people get on podcasts, get on TikTok, and talk about how their children don't bathe or how they don't bathe? I feel like there's something to discuss here about whiteness and how it is viewed as clean and pure and better and primary and default. And really, the history goes to show that white people have always been disgusting. Indigenous people, African people, they were bathing, and many of them noted that the first sign of Europeans was their stench, that they were just putrid. And I do think a lot of the reason why people of color in America are so clean, smell so good, have to have their hair done, have to have their makeup done, is because of upward mobility, because the standard for them is so much higher than it is for white people. Like, white women can just walk into Target with a messy bun and sweatpants, and it's like, oh, look at her, like she could be a multi-millionaire, her husband could be an entrepreneur, yet a black woman is not afforded that same luxury. So I really feel like white women are just rubbing that level of privilege in when they go on podcasts or come on TikTok and talk about how their kids don't bathe. Like, that is disgusting. I'm sorry. I grew up taking a bath every single night. My parents brushed my hair every single night, brushed my hair every single morning. It wasn't that big of a deal. When I got older, I was given deodorant and face wash, and that, I have actually been showering twice a day, often, especially in the summer, morning and night showers. Especially if I'm pregnant, sometimes I would shower 3 times a day. Wash yourself. Wash yourself. My sons do not go to bed unless they're clean. I don't want their dirty bodies in their bed, and then every time they get into bed, it's dirty from the day. That's just my own opinion, but I do think that the larger discussion here about whiteness and why white people love to bring it up, love to talk about it. It's like they know somewhere that they are given the power to not have to bathe their kids and still be given so many privileges.
This discourse talking about how white people don't know how to wash themselves is really fascinating to me, and so I want to share my experience about how I actually learned how to wash and what it looked like in my white supremacist Mormon household growing up. Now, I always had washcloths available to me. They were always under the sink. It wasn't really enforced or taught. It was always in the bathtub. And it seemed like there was just kind of one in there, and then we'd change it every week. I was never touching it. I don't know if my siblings were touching it. I know when we were younger, we'd play with it in the tub, but when it comes to washing, the grossest thing that still grosses me out to this day thinking about it is how we would share bathwater. I had 4 siblings. We'd all share bathwater. When we were younger, it was either 2 and 2 would go, or after we'd each go in the last person's bathwater. The grossest thing was my older sister. We're 22 months apart. She sometimes would shower with my younger sister, and when she was 9 or 10 years old, our youngest sister came to us and told us that, hey, there's yellow stuff in the bathwater. And my older sister tooted. And we're like, what? We ended up getting out of my older sister that she was peeing in the bathwater. Now, mind you, me and her are 22 months apart. We shared bathwater my entire childhood. I always thought we were clean until 2005 when I moved to Atlanta. White people don't talk about cleanliness. White people don't talk about cleaning themselves. White people don't talk about lotion. White people don't talk about their hair nearly to the scale that the black community does. I went there and I was dumbfounded by how much they held each other accountable to their appearances. Nails, hair, everything pristine all the time. And my mom, I felt like, was very much like that growing up, but it felt like this was like up like 10 notches. So that's kind of where I learned most of the things you should be doing, like moisturizing after you shower. I learned that in Atlanta.
Family, white people are calling out each other because they do not bathe well. We have seen a video of a white woman saying that her children only bathe once in a week, and she goes on to say that there is no need for them to bathe on a daily basis. That where do they get the dirt from? Children who pee and poo each and every day. How would she even say that? And we notice that many white folks actually do not have good hygiene standards. White people are now calling out each other and teaching each other about hygiene, saying that black people are better off. When you meet a black man in America, you'll notice that black people look better. Black people, shower each and every day. Black people wear deodorant. Black people ensure that they are clean each and every time. Black people smell nicely. Family, white folks are calling out each other and teaching each other about bathing. The lady went ahead also to mention that her children at least swim during the summer, and that is okay to them. That to them is taking a bath. Many white folks do not shower using washcloths. And family, some of them even go to an extent of saying that they only use soap, on the upper part of the body. And once they rinse themselves, the water goes to the other parts of the body. They do not need to shower, the whole body. And you wonder the hygiene standards of many white people in America today. Family, I want you to watch this video all the way to the end as we debunk facts about hygiene when it comes to whiteness and blackness. Is it cultural? Do many white people growing up were taught that they should actually not shower each and every day? In this video, we will find out that. Family, in a special way, I'd like to thank my subscribers who are supporting this channel by buying me a coffee. I do not take your support for granted. Let's watch the video, then we'll be right back.
How often do you change your socks?
Like maybe twice a week.
Not enough.
Oh,
Not enough.
why?
Sometimes I just forget. When I go to bed with socks on, I can't sleep without socks, and then sometimes I'm wearing them for 2
Hygiene is cultural. Because what do you mean you wear socks for 2 days? Because sometimes you fall asleep in them and you just keep them on. Meaning you don't shower when you wake up. And for everybody that's offended when I make these videos, hygiene is different based on culture and based on background. That's just life. Hygiene is different everywhere in the world. But no matter what people do, it's only a certain group of people that come online with their full chests and tell us how they don't wash.
I've had a couple of guys tell me they only use soap on the upper part of their bodies because the water washes down, so there's no need to wash your legs or feet. Do you wash your legs?
Yes.
How often?
Every time I have a shower. Notice I didn't say every day. What would she say to me?
When I was back in France, I would shower maybe once a month. That's quite normal there, but when I moved to the UK, I saw that people showered way more often. So now I shower maybe once a week, only if I've had like a big day or if I've worked out. Like,
I'm so tired, yeah. I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
These happy birthday buddies. Yeah, that good? Yeah, that good?
Wow, the pressure is getting worse.
Yeah, we were talking about the other day.
Washcloth. No washcloth.
Washcloth.
Oh no.
I think it's it's just different. All hands, huh? All hands on deck.
I do, because when you shave your legs,
The shaving cream is like soap, right?
Yeah, it is. I think that's the reason that most women wash their legs, because we have to, because if you're not shaving and then you're not washing. So whenever you're not shaving, you don't wash, you're saying?
No, I don't think I would say that.
No, because it's getting out of hand now. Is anybody worried about their health?
I hear that when you shower, you only clean your hot spots, your vag, your butt, and your armpits. Is that true?
I don't wash my legs in the shower. I don't know why my legs would be dirty. They're covered up all day in my jeans. And they're not out, you know what I mean? My legs aren't going out without me. And when I lather my hair with shampoo and conditioner, there is a lot of lather. And that drips down my body, cascades over my voluptuous breasts, onto my navel, and then down to my Pikachu.
What is going on? What is going on?
White people, some of us never learned how to shower properly, per the comments in my previous couple of videos. So today I'm going to take you through step by step on how to complete a basic shower. No, this is not satire. Some people really never learned this. And reminder, there is no shame in not having known something. There is shame in becoming defensive about remaining ignorant and trying to make other people feel bad for having knowledge. So let's go through step by step how you're going to take a basic shower. Not even an everything shower, just your average everyday shower. So here's what you're going to need on hand, bare minimum. You're going to need a clean towel, one washcloth, a shampoo that is meant for human hair, unless you are shiny shaved bald. If your hair is more than a couple of inches long, you're going to need a conditioner that is meant for human hair. You're going to need a face wash that is meant for human faces. And you're going to need some kind of body wash that is meant for human bodies. None of these should include dish soap. Oh, and a comb. You will also need a comb, preferably not a super fine tooth comb. So first you're going to get in the shower, get your hair wet, and you're going to comb it out with your comb while it's wet. That will help it to not tangle and break. After your hair is combed out, you're going to shampoo it. You're going to do some extra focus on your scalp. You need to be using your fingers in a motion like this on your scalp. Shampooing is not just taking your hair and smoothing it down like this. You have to scrub your scalp really good with your fingers. You should not be taking your hair and rubbing it together like this when you shampoo, because that's going to make it really tangly. Your shampoo focus should be on your scalp, but your shampoo should go through all of your hair all the way to the end. After you have scrubbed your scalp with your fingertips, you're going to rinse your hair out really, really well, more than you think you need to. If you feel like your hair or your scalp is extra dirty, you might want to shampoo again. Just repeat the same steps, rinse it out again. You need to shampoo on your body anywhere that you have hair long enough to comb. So that might include your beard. If you have a beard, that might include, for some people, armpit hair. You need to be shampooing that hair. Next, you're going to put conditioner in your hair, this time focusing on the length of your hair and not on your scalp. Especially if you feel like your hair gets greasy easily, you don't want to put it on your scalp. You just want to smooth it down the length of your hair. If you're going to be shaving some body parts, go ahead and shave them while that conditioner is sitting in your hair. If you're not shaving anything, that's fine. Let it sit for a minute. And then again, rinse it out really, really well. More than you think you need to rinse. Rinse, 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 especially on your scalp. You don't want conditioner sitting on your scalp. It's going to make your hair look greasy. Okay, now your hair is clean. You're going to take your washcloth, wet it, put your facial cleanser on it, and then you're going to use that to wash your face gently. You don't want to exfoliate your face too hard. You're going to irritate it. After you've used your gentle cleanser on your face, you're going to rinse it all the way off. You need to use facial cleanser on your face and not body cleanser, because it's more gentle for your facial skin, because that's more delicate than the skin on your elbow, for example. After you've done your face, you're going to put some body wash on your wash rag and wash all over your body. You need to pay extra attention to any areas of your body where skin is touching each other. So that's going to include things like your armpits, if you have any folds of fat, if your boobs hang down and that makes a fold on your body, you're going to do extra attention to that spot. You need to be using the washcloth on all of you, including your feet and your legs. If you have mobility issues, you might want to get like a scrubber with a handle so that you can reach your back. After you've used your washcloth or your scrubber on all of your body, you're going to rinse it off really well. You don't want soap sitting on your skin, because that's going to irritate your skin later. Then last up, you're going to rinse out that washcloth really well, put some more body wash on it, and you're going to use it to wash your booty. This is going to include your booty crack. This is going to include your junk in any folds. It is not going to include putting that soap inside any orifices that you may have, okay? This is outdoors only. After you soaked up the outside of your junk, including any crevices, then you need to, again, rinse it out really well because the soap is going to irritate you. The reason we do the steps in this order is because you conditioned your hair. After you rinse that out, that conditioner is going to get on your body, and you want to have done that before you wash your body off. Because if you wash your body first and then you rinse the conditioner, you let that conditioner sit on your body, that can give you body acne. And then we do the steps in that order if you're only using one washcloth, because we're going to go face first. So you're using a clean washcloth on your face. Then you're going to do your body because that washcloth has only touched your face. And then last, you're going to do your butt because you don't want to put your butt germs on the rest of your body. If you're using a separate washcloth just for your butt, you can do your butt in whatever order you want. But again, this is just basics, bare minimum if you only have one washcloth. Okay, next you're going to get out of the shower. You're going to dry everything off all the way. Anywhere where there's a crevice on your body, that needs to get completely dry or it's going to be stinky. So again, that includes any folds that you may have. You need to dry them with a towel. If you need to, get a little fan, dry them out extra, do that. Then you're going to comb your hair out again while it's wet. You're going to put deodorant on your armpits. You're going to put an SPF moisturizer on your face. I would highly, highly recommend having an extra moisturizer to go on your body, especially if you are using bar soap on your body. If you're using any kind of bar soap on your body, you really need to be moisturizing after. If you're using a moisturizing liquid body wash, sometimes you can get away with not moisturizing, but I would still recommend moisturizing. If when you get out of the shower, you could use any of the following words to describe your skin. Tight, squeaky, shiny, itchy, any of that, you need to moisturize it. That's just because it's dry. And if you're thinking to yourself, we're just taking the oil away and putting it back. Yes, we are. It's like changing clothes. You got to change the oil on your body. Just like you've heard that cooking oil can go rancid, the oil on your body will go rancid, and that is stinky. We don't want to be stinky. If you have put on a body moisturizer, let that soak in for a few minutes before you put your clothes on. And then you are done. We are completely clean. We are moisturized. We are wearing deodorant. Put on your clothes. Call it a day. And there you have it. That is your basic shower routine. If you already knew this, good for you. Some people don't know that, and that's okay. Now you know. We're not going to make fun of each other in the comments. Go forth and be clean.
I found myself on Black TikTok recently. I don't know how I got there. Okay? But I just have a message to my fellow white people. Hey guys, we're so stinky. We are so smelly, We are just so smelly. And I think here's what I've pulled, okay? All right. I feel as if, first of all, a washcloth, it's so cheap. It's so cheap. It's so handy. Yeah, it is. And fun fact, it goes in the washing machine so you don't need to keep buying. Anyway, it's not working, and here's what I'm hearing. Here's what I'm hearing is happening. A little soap. A little, all done. Hey guys, your body's bigger than that. When I'm coughing because I just ripped a crazy dab, my kneecaps sweat. My kneecaps are sweating. And you know what? I'm walking in my stinky, smelly feet all the time. I'm standing in water. Hey girl, that's not good enough. Hey girl, that's not good enough. The water's hitting my butt cheeks. Hey sister, that's not good enough. I know that I have 25% male audience. They're creeping, And I know that I got some white men here, okay? Hey guys, it can always be better. And here's the thing, I have a feeling that the reason why white people are so stinky smelly is it's like a white supremacy thing. And don't. It's because I think that it's like whiteness is cleanliness is purity. I'm clean. No, we're not. We're not. Do you know what a dry brush is? Hi. Do you know what a dry brush is? What's that? I'm no pony. You, please. Oh, anyway. Dry brush. I'm serious, guys. I'm actually serious. A dry brush, we use it before the shower. Okay? Little gentle strokes. My skin, it's too sensitive. It's too pure and sensitive. No. That's because it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're exfoliating for the first time, okay? Some gentle strokes. You're gonna see flakes are gonna be flying like fireworks, sister, and that's okay. That's okay. I grew up with my friends being like, oh my God, I'm ashy, I need lotion. And here's me, I'm saying, that never happens to me, so I guess I never need to meet a friend named Lotion. Is what I say. Nope. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna get the biggest bottle of lotion, and you're just gonna keep it around. And then you're just gonna pump that baby whenever. But you know what you're gonna do after you shower you're gonna lotion up. The same thing that you're doing to your face, you're doing it to your whole body, girl. And that dry brushing's gonna be, oh! And then you go in the shower, you get those gloves on. I know they're scary, but it's just so easy, so cheap. And you're just gonna exfoliate and grab your washcloth and wash. I'm so serious, guys. I'm so serious. I sit next to the smelliest white kid. And I just, like, my parents never taught me this. I had to learn this from Black TikTok. I'm serious, and this is a problem. Y'all, it's a problem. Clean your ass.
I never knew why white people had a certain smell about them until TikTok brought it to light. Y'all don't be taking baths. This whole time, I'm wondering why white people smell like some kind of wet dog, some kind of moldy clothes. And it's because y'all was not bathing. Y'all was bathing every couple of days, every couple of weeks. That's gross. In the Black household, it's mandatory that you take a bath every day because cleanliness is next to godliness. And it's mandatory that you use a rag. If you're not using a rag, you're not scrubbing that dirt off. You still dirty. You go out and about throughout the day sweating, hugging, touching people, sitting down in all these different environments, and all that stuff is, your skin is just absorbing all that stuff. And then you mean to tell me that you're not finna bathe all that stuff that you encountered? You're not finna bathe that off? Yeah, that's nasty. That's really disgusting.
I don't know what else y'all want from Black women. When it comes to bathing, showering, shower like a Black girl 101, Black girl showering TikTok. We have taken you all through everything. Our routines, they're actually quite simple. Showering, bathing, exfoliating, moisturizing. I bring it up because now there's a new IT people don't know how to bathe 2.0. Now y'all are putting us through tales of your childhood. Y'all are telling these horrible stories of siblings sharing bath water, peeing, pooping, tooting. Y'all don't understand, to Black women, these are horror stories, especially to those of us that are mothers. And it begs a question. So if you're a Black mom, tell me. My first thought when I hear these horrible stories y'all are sharing with us now, I need to know, where were the grown-ups in your lives when y'all were children in these horrible bathing, washing situations? I know what it was like with my daughters. Like, it was literally singing songs, soaping, bubbles, lots of bubbles, scrubbing. When I was a girl myself, I remember this. Grown-ups, when they were in the bathroom with you, they were not playing around. They were scrubbing you. I want to see the back of your ears. I want to see your neck. My grandmother once or twice a week used to sit down with y'all, and even gonna believe this, once or twice a week after your bath, after a thorough bath, used to make us sit down. She used to take a washcloth and freaking a bottle of isopropyl alcohol and scrub. God help us if we had accumulated any kind of sweat and dirt back there, because not only are they scrubbing the hell out of you with isopropyl alcohol, she's also telling you how she will not tolerate filth in this house and to wash better. What were the adults doing with y'all? You were old enough to be trusted with bathing. You came out for inspection. You know, when you're like in 6th, 7th grade and you be trying to act like you're taking a shower, you're not taking a shower. Grown up, regardless of the cost of the water bill, would march you back in there and tell you to bathe thoroughly. And when you get out of that tub, you have to wash that tub. And when you rinse out and wring out that washcloth, that wash rag, it better be dry as a Rosetta Stone when you hang it up. And don't let that towel be hanging up for more than like 5 to 7 days. Because my grandmother could not stand she cannot stand a sour smelling towel. I don't like this new y'all don't know how to bathe 2.0, because these stories are terrifying. They're horrible. I'm not gonna talk about people's mothering and how people was raised. I feel like when y'all share these stories, it's like a plea for help. I feel like you're asking us, and I don't know what else y'all want for Black women. We have already given y'all everything. I see the accounts. I love the accounts. Scrubbing, rinsing, exfoliating, pumice stone, washcloth. I know y'all know what those are now. You should have a stack of them like this in your house. You can buy them from the dollar store. No excuse. Honestly, I don't like a soft washcloth. I want a nibby washcloth, okay? Keep soap by you all the time. We're never that far away from soap or moisturizing. I admit, I do have a bit of a glow. This glow comes from hard work. It comes from regular, thorough bathing and exfoliating. There's all kinds of clean organic soaps and soap limes. Here, use this. Use this. This is what I use. This is wonderful. Clean, pure, smells delicious. Free gift, depending on what you buy. Free gift. Well, I'll never go anywhere without it. You don't like a washcloth? Okay, fine. You still need a washcloth, fine. Here you go. Right here. Scrub. Soap, water, scrubbing. I don't know what else you want from us. I don't want to hear any more stories. These stories are horrible. They get worse and worse. Again, it begs the question, what were the grown-ups doing? Like when it was time to wash my sister's hair, now I would submit. Like it was a whole thing, like washing our hair back in the day. Like it was a whole thing. But my sister would literally be fighting my mom and sometimes my dad. It would take two people to hold her down. But you know what was not going to happen? She wasn't going to get up without that hair being washed. But nobody going to church without your neck being clean. There's help for you out there. Showering 101, shower like a black girl. It's already there. We've done as much as we can do.
Have you guys seen this white lady who's saying she only showers once a week, and her video made it to like Black Girl Shower Talk apparently, and all the black girls are like, lady, you're gross. I'm also like, lady, you're gross. As a white woman, she's nasty. And she's doubling down, and she made a video basically saying that her interpretation is that black women have internalized racism because historically slaves were thought of as dirty, and it's because of the color of their skin that they have internalized this like feeling of being dirty, so that's why they shower daily. No, perhaps people who have good hygiene shower daily because, like, do you pee and poo daily? Okay. Do you brush your teeth daily? You know, like, and if the answer is no to any of those, you need to check yourself. So I shower every day. Sometimes I even do a second rinse, depending, because if I work out, I like to shower before I work out, and I shower after I work out. Crazy, I know. But you know, as a white person who is also appalled at white people who don't shower, and I'm watching other white ladies come on and defend the white lady who barely ever showers, I'm just like, guys, you were the smelly kids in class. That's all it comes down to. I had a family that prioritized hygiene. My sister and I shower every single day. We just do. I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I do all these things, right, to be clean. And yeah, you were the kids who had the parents who didn't make you shower every single night, and then you went to school and you smelled, and now you're grown-ups, and you're saying it's normal. Just because the dermatologists say you don't have to use soap all over your body doesn't mean that you shouldn't use soap in the places that the pee and the poo come from, and places with creases, so like your armpits, under your boobs for the booby sweat. Any of those places, they breed bacteria. So you want to clean that. My dogs agree.
Okay, I have a serious question, and maybe this is just a white person thing, and as a white person I can say this because apparently we are finding out through the interwebs that white people are gross, and whenever we get showers, like we don't use washcloths and we don't wash our feet and things like that. So I just found out, a friend of mine, now when I say a friend, I'm talking, I have been having sleepovers with her since the 80s. Like that is how long she's been my friend. And she just told me yesterday, we were on the phone. She's also that friend, you know, we talk on the phone. And I couldn't hear what she was doing because there was all this noise. And I asked her what she was doing because it sounded like there was like something falling apart. And she said she was putting callus remover on her elbows. And I said, I'm sorry, what? And she said she was putting callus remover on her elbows. And I was confused, as one should be. And I said, why? Why? And she said, well, because they're dry. And I you know, obvious question is, don't you put lotion on your elbows? She's like, no. And I said, what do you mean no? I said, do you skip your elbows when you're putting lotion on your body? Like, I don't understand. What does no mean? She's like, well, I don't put lotion on. And I paused, and I had to kind of like rethink her answer and my question. I said, wait a second. What do you mean you don't put lotion on? She's like, I don't put lotion on my body. I said, so like when you get out of the shower or like the bathtub or whatever, you don't put lotion on? And she said, no. I mean, maybe in the summer I'll put some lotion on my legs, but like, no. I'm having a real hard time with
that response, because as someone who puts lotion on probably 2 to 3 times a day, I'm having a real hard time with that answer. So my question is this normal, or is this just another disgusting thing that us white folk do? Because no. I mean, I have an excess in lotions because I have a problem and I like to buy things and I like to smell good and I like to smell like all the things. So I'm not the comparison photo, but like not even a bottle of Jergens? Like, I don't understand. So help me, please. Is that normal? Sorry, I need a fan. My fan died. Is that normal? Now she does do skincare on her face, but that took a long time to get to. But do you wear lotion? Is it normal? Help me, please. Help. Thanks.
Family, sometimes I learn some things online and I wonder and ask myself, wait a minute, how is it possible that people are not showering each and every day in 2025? How is it possible that you leave your kid dirty all week long and saying that you only bath them only once in a week? You wonder how people are showering without using wash clothes. You wonder how people even go to their beds when they are dirty. Family, that is what I have been questioning myself as I was listening to many white folks argue in that video. I am happy that now many people are waking up, trying to teach each other about hygiene. Because for the longest time, black people have been clean folks. Some racist white women have been questioning why black people shower too much. Some of them say that black people have been considered dirty even during the days of enslavement. And from that, they were pushing, to shower each and every time because of their color. And that is one of the most racist things I've ever heard from people, But family, cleanliness is something that black people had even before slavery. Black people knew, the art of washing themselves. Black people, had the earliest civilizations all over the world. And these are some of the contributions that many white folks really try so hard, especially the supremacists, to hide from their own white people. They want to hide the real history of black folks. They want to whitewash the history of black people. Black people had a lot of advancement even before slavery started. Black people black people had a lot of skills in life. It could be in washing bodies, in building infrastructure, and many other things. Black people were way ahead. That's why today you see black people, look more cleaner than white folks. You'd see a white man wear his shoes, all week long, and you'd wonder what is happening. And to them, it's normal. I had a lady say in the video that she wears socks the whole week. She can only change socks like once or twice in a week. And you wonder, how is that even possible? You hear somebody saying they only shower, few times in a week. You wonder, how are they able to sleep comfortably? How are they able, to do work comfortably? Some people shower to gain strength. Before you do anything, you want to do it fresh. Before I do my research for my videos, I want to shower. I want to be fresh. I want to ensure that now I have the energy to tackle my work for the day. That is the power of showering. And that is something that many white folks actually have not noticed yet. I heard somebody say in the video that they share water while bathing. They share water. The water that one sibling has used, the other uses the very, very same water. You wonder, how is that even possible? The water is already contaminated. The water is already dirty. Some people say they only use soap on the upper part of the body. Then once they rinse themselves, the water goes down to the other parts of the body, including the legs, and that is done with them. Many folks do not wash their legs. They have legs which are smelling, and to them it's okay. They do not need to wash their legs because they think, that these other parts of the body are the most important parts. Your face should look nice, you should wash your armpits and ensure that now you do not smell, but they fail to consider their legs. Family, this is very, very funny because growing up, I grew up in Africa. Growing up, we used to be taken outside, afternoon when the sun is hot, your mom pours water in basins and now you're washed outside with a washing cloth, with cold water so that you come there fresh, and ready to face the rest of the day, and being washed was something that children took with a lot of pride. You could go and knock to your neighbor and tell them that my mom has already washed me. You're a kid, you're less than 5 years old. You know what it means to shower. After 5 years, you now start showering by yourself because your mother has already taught you the critical things you should do, while showering. Not using soap alone. You should use a washcloth, in the process. That is something that many white folks do not do even today. You wonder what their upbringing was. How did their parents teach them about showering? Why are they still, till today, not showering every day? You notice that even their parents are still not showering every day, and you wonder how they actually survive. You wonder how they get the energy to go to work, because to many people, showering is actually therapeutic. Showering just gives you energy. Showering gives out, removes bad energy from your body, and now you feel fresh, Family, traditionally, even people who've indulged sexually, if you want to feel renewed, if you want to feel fresh, you first shower, And some might say that slaves were taken, as dirty people because of the color of the skin. That's why they showered a lot. And that's why they are attributing showering a lot, in the black communities in the modern day to what happened during the days of slavery. That to me has always been a racist statement. That is a lie. Black people knew how important it was for them to shower during the days even before slavery. Family, I tell people, the same way you pee daily, the same way you poo on a daily basis, that's how you need to shower. Because the very same way you brush your teeth, do you all brush your teeth each and every day? That's the same energy you should give with showering. The same way you clean your teeth, you should be able to clean your body. You should be able to clean and wash your hair. That is something that to many people nowadays is actually basic. But family, you notice that most of these people are actually not doing that. That's why white folks are calling out and confessing that most of them do not actually take showering and cleanliness, with the attention that they should actually give it. Whiteness with itself was viewed as clean, pure, and better. That's why we see many white folks still not shower today, because since the days that they were born, they were told that they looked better, that they were pure, and that they were clean even from their color. And that is what messed up the whole analogy. African people were bathing even before slavery. African folks knew the importance of having to shower. People of color in America have a better hygiene. People of color in America smell nice. They look better. They moisturize their skin after showering. People do a lot of skincare routines. People of color. That is very, very rare to many white folks. That's why you're seeing many white folks actually being taught on how to ensure that their hygiene is proper. In this video, how do you go to your bed in the evening when you are dirty? You've been out all day, you've been doing your work, you've been driving for a better part of the day, then now you go back at home and just sleep without showering. How do you go to your bed dirty? How do you even get, the sleep? Many folks shower, in the evening. Once they're done with the day, when you go to bed, you're going to bed fresh. In the morning when you want to leave, some people also shower to ensure that now they face the new day with a lot of energy. Cleanliness is actually next to godliness. And this is a virtue that many black folks learned growing up because our parents taught us from a very, very young age how to shower, and groom generally. That's something that many white folks did not learn from their parents. Family, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this episode. Is it true that many white folks around you today are still considering not to shower each and every day? How do they shower? Do they use washcloths? Do they just use soap alone? And is that a proper way to shower? Do you feel you'd be fresh if you only use soap without using a washing cloth? Family, like the video so that it can be recommended to other YouTube users, and I'd be very, very grateful. We are currently on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and guys, I'd really appreciate if you all do consider subscribing to this amazing channel. The goal of this channel has always been talk about black stories, black history, and ensure that we tell our stories our own way, because if we give the supremacists, the white supremacists, an opportunity to tell our stories, many a times they whitewash our stories and package it in a way that now our stories look to be whitewashed. Family, thank you so much for even considering to watch this video all the way to the end. I do not take your support for granted. See you all in our next episode. Goodbye for now.